Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the Vrooms. And alright, it's finally time to play the Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. That's right, this is not the same Hot Wheels game that I played before in the channel. I've made some videos on the first one. But this one that I'm playing right now is the sequel, and it just released literally yesterday by the time I'm recording this video. In fact, this is not the first time that I'm really playing this. Precisely yesterday, as of the release, I did a stream of about a couple hours, although YouTube kind of messed up and it ended up being two different streams of like 1 hour each. I'll try to link them in the top right if I remember to. But yeah, that was my very first time playing the game. Right now I have a little bit of experience and I wanted to do it this way precisely so that whenever I made my very first proper video, this one, I already had an idea of how this game played. Now, I did figure out that it was going to be very similar to, oh my god, the first game. That was one of the differences, by the way, that little move that I did there. It plays very similar to the first game, which is actually not a bad thing because it does feel familiar and it does bring a bunch of different mechanics or new mechanics to make it feel also fresh. Now, the very first thing that I will mention is that the graphics, as they are right now, these are not the best possible graphics in the game. Have the game set to high as opposed to super high or ultra graphics, just because for the ease of recording and streaming it. But once you crank up all of the settings to the maximum, it definitely looks pretty. But honestly, I don't think that this game is the type of game that requires absolutely hyper-realistic graphics, considering that it's all about driving, you know, toy-looking cars. So, yeah, that's not a big deal. But anyway, as far as the gameplay, as I was saying, similar to the first game, but definitely fresh, because you have a couple of new mechanics. The first one being able to dash to the sides. Now, that little dash doesn't seem like it's a lot, but what it does do is obviously it helps me dodge. I mean, if I did it right, of course. Dodge some obstacles, but more important is for you to be a toxic player. That's right, it's for you to push your enemies around. I don't know how to feel about that because you know that I'm more the type of person that likes doing clean road. Oh my god, I'm gonna hit it again. Jesus. Don't mind my terrible driving. I'm the type of person who likes doing clean driving, and this whole idea of pushing everybody around is not necessarily ideal for me, but it is what it is. So for example, over here, bump this guy. Now, as you can see, that doesn't do a whole lot when you're in the middle of the track. But for example, if you are in some sort of a cliff, or you can smash them against a wall so that they to slow them down, yeah, that's a very real possibility of what you can do. So you have that mechanic, and you also have a jump mechanic, which is not this type of jump, is this type of jump. You can jump at any time that you want, so long, Jesus, so long as you have enough of your turbo, meaning your what we would call nitro in a different game. Jesus Christ. Yeah, don't mind my horrendous results, alright? So, these new mechanics are, in a way, simplistic, because it's not like, oh my god, it's so incredibly complicated, but at the same time, it definitely spices up the gameplay. And for example, the jumping makes such a big difference to navigating the world that it's very interesting. I'm actually really appreciating this. And yeah, sure, it's as unrealistic as you want, but then again, we're driving 1-64 die-cast toy cars, so who cares about realism, right? So yeah, gameplay, familiar, and yet somewhat fresh. And I definitely appreciate it for it, and that was the first race. I don't even know in what position. Second, hey, not too bad, considering all the mess-ups that happened. But, by the way, I'm also playing on hard difficulty, because I discovered that medium difficulty was a bit too easy. So hard seems to be where I have a decent challenge without, you know, just stomping on the AI, because at the end of the day, I want to have some fun. Now, that was just a little bit of race to show you the actual gameplay of the game, but I want to take a quick second, rather a minute or two, to talk about the main menu and what the game has to offer. So over here on the left side, it's the Creature Rampage, which is the career mode, which surprisingly has a story mode. Well, it has a story, which I don't think this game needed a story, but okay, whatever. So that is the career. We have on quick modes, basically quick races, in which, well, you can play in different modes in the tracks that you have already unlocked. Because I haven't played a ton, I don't have a lot of tracks unlocked. I actually only have 2 tracks that are unlocked. So that is for later. Then we have other game types, which are definitely interesting. The ones that I actually have played is, well, regular race, quick race, time attack, which is obviously trying to beat a time objective. Driftmaster, I haven't yet played it, so we will look at that at some of the points. Elimination, which is exactly what it sounds like. Basically, the last place gets eliminated and so on and so forth. And the one that I thought it was the most interesting is this one, the waypoint. Now, I'll look into the waypoint in a little bit, but first I want to continue looking at what is around here. Then we got the multiplayer section, in which, well, you get to play multiplayer. I tried it yesterday. We didn't find a lot of people playing, but I also think we found some server issues because, okay, it was release day, so maybe it was a bit messy. I hope that overall we will be able to play some more multiplayer in this game, because I'm definitely interested in doing so. Then we got Garage, which is where you can see the cars that you have over here in the collection. Then you have the shop, where you can acquire new cars. Hot Wheels Spin, which is a wheel spin to get something. These wheel spins you acquire through gameplay. We got the livery editor, which is where you change the colors of the car and apply decals. And then there's the sticker editor, where you can create your own well, stickers, I suppose, to apply later over here. I don't know, I haven't really delved too much into it. Now, the part that I find interesting over here, well, first of all, let's have a look at the collection. Now, I have a bunch of cars already, because when you start the game for the very first time, the game gives you 6 different vehicles. Now, I think these vehicles are set in stone. It's not like they're random. And that is because these vehicles are one of each type of car that is in the game, because now there's different types of vehicles in the game. For example, this is the basic one, the Roger Dodger. You can see on the left side at the top, it says that it's a drifter. Now, there are in total several, hold on, how do I, it's over here, yeah. Type. So we got the drifters, we got balanced, we got rockets, we got heavy duty, off-road, and swift. These are all the types. I'll talk about what they are, or what I believe that they are, because again, I don't have a ton of experience on them. But okay, so we got the Roger Dodger, one of the basic cars. This one I purchased with in-game currency, not actual money. Oh man, I love this car. I do have it in real life, the diecast of it. I love it because of the big wing. You might notice a bit of a thing with me and wings over here, but anyway. The Bone Shaker Unleashed, I actually just acquired it today when I opened the game. They were like, hey, we appreciate you for supporting the game, here's a gift, and I got this car, so there's that. This is another one of the basic cars that are given to you at the very start of the game. Another big wing, so of course I like it. Then I bought the Koenigsegg Jesko. It was being sold on the store in-game, by the way, not with money, in-game. So I purchased it. I'll show you the story in a little bit. But yeah, now I have a Koenigsegg Jesko. This is another one, a heavy-duty car. Another one of the first ones that you are given right away. Monster truck. You know, you may or may not know that I never loved monster trucks in the first game. In this game, they seem to be a little bit better, but we'll look into it. Then there is another type of vehicle, ATVs. And this is an off-roader. Again, one of the basic cars that are given to you for sure. Then there is the Street Stealth, a bike. Another one that was given for me for sure, or is given to you when you open the game for the first time. Then we got a Ducati Devil, or I don't know how to pronounce that. I bought this also in the game store just because, man, I like this bike. I got a Honda S2000. I also bought it with in-game currency, and this one was also given to me for free, I guess just because I own the game. So I believe those are all the vehicles that are in the game. There's also some DLC vehicles. These are proper DLC that you need to buy with real money. You have to buy a pack and whatever. So I'm not gonna get this because honestly I don't care too much about these cars. I mean, this one has a nice wing. This one sort of does too, but I'm not super interested in these vehicles, so I'm not gonna go for it. I bought the basic version of the game because last time that in the previous game, I bought the most expensive version of the game, and it had a ton of cars that I never used once and never cared really much for it. And right now that I'm a little bit tighter on money, I'm like, nah, I just buy the basic one. But anyway, so those are the cars that I have in the game. What I wanted to show you is the store. Now, in the previous game, it was interesting because the store, for you to acquire new cars, there was a store section that would give you 3 options. Now it's, I believe it's like 5-6 options, something like that, and they just show you which cars they are, there's the prices, and you can just buy the cars. This is exactly how I bought the Jesko, how I bought the Honda, and also the Count Muscula. I bought it like this. So these are the cars. It's a selection of like 5-6 cars, something like that. And you can see on the right side it says that it updates in 22 minutes. I believe it's like every hour or so that this thing updates, and it refreshes the car selection and all of that. You can see the prices of the cars. Some are more expensive, some not so expensive. I have at the top right, you can see 14,400 of the whatever credits or they're called, so I can definitely buy some vehicles, but I'm not going to do right now because I did buy just 3 or 4 yesterday, so I don't want to start getting a ton of cars without working on them. The spin, like I said, it's a wheel spin. I don't have right now a free one. You can see on the left side remaining 0. I have gotten a couple of these through gameplay in the career, but there's that. Livery and sticker editor, like I said, that's what it is. And then we got the track builder, which I honestly haven't gone into, and I'm not going to go into right now because that's a complicated thing. At least it was in the first game. Not that is difficult, but it definitely takes a lot of time. And then we got the downloadable content, in which you can see precisely the things that you can buy for actual money. Premium vehicles, and here it is. For example, this one cost about $2 to get the Twin Mill on this edition, and this pack, the Accelerator pack, that I can buy for about $5 and $5.50, something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too interested on it, so I'm not gonna purchase this. But yeah, there we go. So those are the main things in the menu. What I wanted to show you is precisely another game mode that I found it to be really, really cool, that it's a new thing. Because one of my main complaints in the first game was that there's a ton of focus on driving in the track, which obviously sounds like it should be a good thing. Just for the sake of, we love real cars, I'm gonna use the Jesko. So obviously it makes sense, right? It's a Hot Wheels game, you want to drive in the tracks, but most of the game took place in the tracks, and even though the locations were great and a lot of detail and whatnot, you barely ever drove on them unless you created custom tracks in which you made more use of the world around you as opposed to just being in the track. This game mode completely flips that formula on its head and actually confused me the first time that I played it. This one, it's all about hitting that big pillar, going to all of them, and this entire game mode is precisely about driving in the world. There's no track over here. Now you get to drive, for example, right now you can see that I'm in a diner or whatever, and I need to get to those other objectives. And thanks to the fact that you can now dash sideways and jump and all of that, it makes traveling or traversing the world so much easier, so much more interesting, in my opinion. And it's really cool to finally be able to travel around in the world. Now, this is the only race that I've done in this game mode, because again, I've only played a little bit of the career. I got to the first boss, which is like 5-6 races in. The boss was rather easy, but yeah, I imagine there's still gonna be a lot more for me to discover in this game and explore. And I'm really looking forward to doing more of these races where I get to drive around the world that they've built, because honestly, these sceneries are really well done. Even in the first game, they were really, really, really well done, but you barely ever saw them in action or in any other context that wasn't you seeing them just as background to your track, your orange and blue Hot Wheel track. So yeah, I appreciate this. Where am I going? Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, and you can do a double jump, by the way. The trick about using the jumps and the dashes is that you need to have a little bit of your nitro available or active. If you don't have any nitro or boost or whatever you want to call it, then you cannot do the jumps or the dashes. So there is that. Now, right now, this is basic, because obviously I'm just, driving in the floor itself. I do expect or hope to see some more action. Can I jump this thing? No, it's too high. Okay. I was wondering if I could get inside of the van. This one I do need to jump. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. So I do hope that there's a bit more, and that time was horrendous, so don't worry about it. I already beaten this to the best time. I do hope that there's more exploration of the world like this. And by the way, the music that you can see, it's already on the bottom left. As usual, we're listening to NCS music, and I'm not playing the music of the game itself because the first game did have quote-unquote copyright-free music, but I still got some claims in my videos, and I don't like having any claims. So I'm not even trying the in-game music. I'm just going with the NCS music that doesn't ever give me an issue with that. So yeah. We're not gonna be listening to the in-game music. Alright, so now we're gonna do a proper race, one that I haven't done. This is gonna be Factory Wall Ride. And you can see that it says balance. By the way, shoutouts to Dan for pointing that out, that It actually tells you what type of car you should be bringing. Over here, for example, it says that you should bring a drifter. This one requires a balance, and I just need to beat some time. Now, what is the difference of the cars? From what I understand, drifters basically are good for drifting around. Oh, actually, it says right there on the right side. Best choice for drifting with more control. Then we got balance in every aspect all around. Then we got heavy duty, immune to the effects of some modules and objects. Powerhouse of brute force again with a giant tank. Then we got off-road, perfect for tackling off-road areas without losing grip. We got swift, tackling any kind of curve in the most flexible way. And I have the rocket. Now this one is in a different tab because this one I upgraded a little bit. This is a rocket and it says ride like the wind, awesome and straight. So yeah, cars have different advantages, I suppose, or different areas of what would you call it? Excellence? I don't know, whatever. Like for example, this is supposed to be really good in top speed on a straight, but it's not as agile overall. And tell me that this doesn't remind you a little bit of McLaren F1 LM. It certainly does to me with the color. This is, by the way, the original livery. I haven't changed anything. The color, the shape a little bit, this reads to me like McLaren F1. But anyway, what did I say that I needed to bring for this one? A balanced car. So you're gonna still bring a different car that isn't necessarily that type of car, but I suppose bringing the one that it's required or the one that it's suggested is the best move. I don't know. But at least yesterday when I was playing, I brought the wrong car and I definitely had a bit of an issue. So this one isn't per se a race, it is a time attack. So I need to beat the time. So we're gonna try that. Then let's go. Now, one thing that I really like about this game, or the first game, but I know that this one has it too because we already kind of looked at it on passing, it's the livery editor. Oh man, I had some fun creating liveries for this thing. Nothing complex, by the way. I once made a livery of I called it the Cyan Complex for the Koenigsegg Jesko. It was basically my Koenigsegg Jesko. I painted it like a Lamborghini Cyan for absolutely no reasons, because there's no Lamborghinis in the first game, and sadly, I don't believe that there's gonna be Lamborghinis in this game either. I found a video that someone already kind of managed to data mine all the vehicles that are gonna be released in this game, because obviously there's a bunch of vehicles on release. But ooh, what is that? Is that a crusher? Okay, never seen that before. So yeah, the vehicles have been data mined, and there's gonna be a bunch of DLC, obviously paid DLC that you're gonna have to buy with real money and all of that. And I will buy some of that stuff because there are some vehicles that I do want to get anyway. And by the way, this is, as far as I know, not a $60-$70 game. If I remember correctly, it was like $40. So there is that if you're thinking about, oh my god, it's still gonna have microtransactions. Yes, and well, yeah, but this is a full game. Anyway, my point is that there's gonna be some cool cars anyway that I will definitely want to get in this game. So I already forgot why I brought that up. Well done, DBT. Oh yeah, so I saw all of the vehicles that are gonna be coming in the game, and sadly, apparently there's no Lamborghinis. I don't understand why no Lambos. There are real brands. You saw that there's a Koenigsegg Jesko, the Honda. I know there's gonna be some Alfa Romeo. There's gonna be a bunch of Fords. There's a lot of real brands in here that actually have die-cast by Hot Wheels made in real life. And I know, oh trust me, I know that there's a ton of Lambos in Hot Wheels, the actual real-life die-cast. But I don't know why in these games no Lambos, and that is very, very sad for me. Alright, I beat one of the time objectives, not the best one, not the highest one, or rather I suppose the lowest one, but by just doing the minimum one, you beat this track and you can continue. Now at some other point I will worry to do the beat all the objectives and all of that, but this is not the video for it. Right now I just want to make a little bit more progress. Look at that, skill points and upgrade gates. Oh boy, upgrades, that is something that we will talk about in a different video because otherwise we're not gonna do any race anymore. But yeah, for this one apparently I need a drifter, reach the podium and reach first place. Those are my objectives. So let me pick a drifter, and I want to bring this beauty, because just look at it. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Because drifters I only have, oh I also have the, fine, I'll bring the Bone Shaker just because it's such an iconic car for Hot Wheels. But yeah, anyway, no Lambos, sad, but there's still a bunch of cars. Apparently there's gonna be a 4GT race, meaning like the 4GT Mark II. Oh man, I'm gonna get that for sure. There's also gonna be an Audi LMS. You know that I want that. Big wings, you know that I like cars with big wings, so yes. Glad to see that there's gonna be some cool cars that I'm gonna want eventually. And I don't have a problem with the idea of paying for some additional content. Like I said, this as is already a full-on game. The fact that you can create your own leverage, you can create your own tracks and all of that, it's a full-fledged game already. But of course, as always, they want to continue monetizing the game, and I'm not necessarily against that. Now, whether or not that is like cut content, I honestly don't know. Oh, this is an elimination. Oh boy. You can see the clock on the top. Yeah, this might get a little bit tough. I don't believe that it's cut content, because even though that data was data mined, it's not like the cards were already there. Apparently just references to what is coming in the future. But anyway, whatever is your stance on cut content to sell separately or whatnot, I don't mind too much the idea of them selling separately some additional content. It's alright, you know. I'm not completely against it. And besides, like I said, this is not a AAA price game, so excuse me. The game already has plenty of content for you to enjoy, so you should be alright. But yeah, it's definitely, I don't regret getting this game. It doesn't feel like it's just an expansion to the first game. In a way, maybe it is, but it brings enough new to the table. Oh, and one thing that I haven't even talked about, it's the driving itself. While I said earlier that it feels very, very familiar, it still feels better. I have noticed less mess-ups when you hit the walls. The first game felt very wobbly when you hit the walls. The cars would flip very easily. Earlier on I said that I hated the monster trucks in the first game. Over here I played a little bit with it and they don't feel as terrible, precisely because of physics. It feels like the cars are a bit more glued to the track compared to before, which is a good thing, because trust me, it felt absolutely horrendous in the first game. Anytime you would hit a wall, suddenly your car would flip over. And the monster trucks, because they're so top heavy, they would flip so incredibly easy. It was a pain in the rear. Overall over here, it feels so much more smooth. And I don't know if this just has to do with the fact that, well, I played the first game, so I'm familiar as to how you're supposed to play this game, or if it really is that this game feels in general better. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I'm having a bunch of fun with this game, and I was looking forward to recording this video, because ever since I finished my stream yesterday, I was like, oh, I want to play more, but I'm like, no, I gotta wait, because I'm gonna record this video. Now, I don't think I'm gonna make this a full series of going through the entirety of the career, or maybe I will. Honestly, I doubt it, because, you know, I upload a lot of content on other games too, especially the Asphalt series. So I don't think I'll have time. If I wait to make progress in this game by making videos, it's gonna take forever for me to finish this video, and I don't want to do that. Ooh, there we go. I beat it. Lovely. I didn't even pay attention. I was just killing it with the Bone Shaker. But yeah, in general, I'm definitely enjoying this game. It was a good purchase for me. I like it. Now, this game, I got it on PC, but this thing is available in just about everywhere. It's available on the PlayStation, it's available on the Xbox, whatever series it is. I think it's even previous gen available. I'm not sure though. It's even on the Nintendo Switch, though I did consider getting it on the Nintendo Switch, but on the Nintendo Switch, in order to play multiplayer, you need to purchase the Nintendo... no, that's not where I wanted to go. You gotta buy the Nintendo whatever, it's a subscription service, just so that you can play multiplayer. It seems so dumb to me. But yeah, and on the Switch, it doesn't have crossplay, so that's another problem. But anyway, just wanted to have a quick look at Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see some more content on this game, because, oh man, there's going to be a bunch of cars that I'm going to acquire here, and I would love to show all of them to you in some races and have some fun. But alright, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, check these, the streams are gonna be appearing on the screen right now when I play this game for the first time. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.